Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new video. I have been so excited to make this. You guys know how passionate I am about my Star Wars figures, so this is going to be heaven for me. So today we are going to be looking at Paploo. This is a Black Series figure that was released for the 40th anniversary of the movie Return of the Jedi. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at the packaging. We will open the figure up and get him out. We'll have a good look at his joints, his movements, his decoration, his whole aesthetic, and what he comes with. And then we will also compare him to his 1980s brother over here. Right, so let's kick things off by taking a good look at the packaging. First of all, and I've got to say it, I don't actually think that's Paploo. I think the Ewok on this packaging is actually an Ewok called Romba. So as far as I'm aware, Paploo is that shifty little Ewok who's mates with Wicket. And you know when they're trying to take the shield generator on Endor, Paploo jumps on top of an Imperial speeder and shoots off into the distance to create a diversion. That ain't him. That is not the Ewok that jumps on top of a speeder. In fact, I've actually got a Romba figure. So, Romba, could you come out and show yourself, please? Come on, don't be shy. You can come out and say hello to everyone. Good boy. Well done for showing your face. So, this is Romba. This is a figure from the 1980s, and I think that's him. If you take a look at his hood, and his, well, midriff, let's say. Romba, show them your side profile. He's a thick boy. I don't think that's the Ewok that jumped... Oh, sorry.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Sorry. I don't think that's the Ewok that jumped on the speeder and created the diversion. Unless everything I ever thought I knew was wrong. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. I mean, I assume that's meant to be Paploo, seeing as it is packaging for his figure. But as far as I know, I think that's Romba. I really do. With all that being said, I love packaging like this. Like anything with a lovely photo from the movie and just the proper branding and everything. The quality of that photo is insane. I love it. It just gives the figure a bit more character, doesn't it? Like, picking that up as a kid, that makes me excited. Not even a kid anymore, and that still makes me excited. But I was proudly carrying this through town. It was one of those moments where, you know, you don't ask for a bag, you just walk through town. Although I did have a good laugh with my girlfriend because I was walking through town with a Star Wars cap on, a Star Wars t-shirt, and I was carrying this Ewok. It doesn't get more try-hard than that. Here is a quick look at the back. So as you'd expect, it shows other figures that you can buy. And then it's got these little seals here, which I think make it easier to open so you don't damage the back card. Because a lot of people really like to keep these back cards in good condition, you know, collectors. I mean, I do. I'd love to stand the figure in front of this and display it that way. Right. I think it's time to open him up. I mean the packaging, by the way. I'm not opening Paploo up. We're not performing surgery here. So, as I just mentioned, this tape on the back here actually peels off really easily. And it means you can get to your figure without damaging this back card because they're quite collectible. I'm just kidding. I absolutely butchered it. Look at the state of that. Right, so let's take a look at the figure itself. Here he is. Now, I have to say straight away, not the easiest figure to stand up. But once we got there, it was fine. He has got so many different... trying to point in the right place here without it looking a bit sus. He has got a lot of different sort of joints and mechanisms, so he is a very poseable figure in comparison to this little old chap down here. but what do you expect? Like, this lad here is 40 years old. Well, more than 40 years old now. So yeah, it's no surprise that he is going to be a lot more poseable than the little 40-year-old lad next to him. I think it's really cool that he can hold the spear in loads of different ways. So at the moment, I've gone for obviously the double hand, but in a minute, I'll show you what he looks like and all the other different poses that you could probably do. Let me bring you in a little bit closer now, if my phone allows me to. I just wanted to point out the realism in his face. He has got the most characteristic face. The way you can see his teeth, like Ewok are famous for their little teeth, aren't they? That show, they're so endearing, but obviously so lethal at the same time. And the shine in his eyes, it's awesome, really, really cool. And not to mention, I just love his fur. I love the texture of it. I love the way it stands out. It's just got real depth to it. Do you know what I mean? And the figure itself, it might just be me being a weirdo, but it's so chunky. I just want to squeeze it. Like, I just want to grab it with both hands and like hold him. Really, really cool. Like the colour and everything of his fur, obviously next to the vintage. Nothing wrong with this vintage. In fact, I absolutely love this figure. You've probably sort of seen in my other videos, if you're a watcher of this channel, sort of how passionately I spoke about this vintage figure and all of his other mates, but I love this particular vintage, and he shares a lot of similarities with this guy. I really think they took a lot of inspiration from him. I mean, let's actually take a closer look at that now. So obviously, can you see his spear? I don't think it's going to let me focus on his spear very well. But yeah, can you see his spear? Obviously has that double end to it. Same as Paploo's in this figure. The hood is so similar. The colour is almost the same. And it has these little feathers here dangling on both figures. But more importantly, at the top here, they both have the red feather. 2 red feathers on the top of their hoods. But yeah, they do have some similarities to them. And he has got a lot of character. Right, shall I do some cool poses for him? So we do a little pose montage. So hopefully you get an idea of just how poseable this figure is. He also has this belt, which is super cool because it's loose, so you can rotate it, and that means you can put his spear on his back if you want to, and he can just sort of be rocking out with it, sort of hanging on his back, which as a kid I would have absolutely loved. Well, I still do. Right, so we've seen the figure. I thought we could take this little Ewok out on a photo shoot now. Let's see if we can get any cool images of him in action. Only joking with that montage, guys. I am literally in my parents' garden. I walked all the way from over there. So let's take some photos of this Ewok. thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it and hopefully learned a thing or two. It's been great fun looking at this 40th anniversary Star Wars figure, especially alongside his little mate, because he was released 40 years ago, so it's nice to see the differences. If you have enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you on the next one. See you soon.